What we need to understand in education is that while education is in and of itself in the school extremely important in a child's education, there is no replacement for getting off campus. There is no replacement for the education that happens outside the four walls of a school. And there is no way to do that without industry. We in the educational community must partner with the industry if we're going to give students a whole and complete education. I think we need, as educators, we need to get away from that mindset that says, if I just load you up with enough English, math, science, social science, and PE, when you graduate, you'll be prepared. It's not true. And that's no disrespect to any of the teachers and how hard they work to pump our kids full of information. But the experience that kids happen off campus in professional environments, there's no replacement for that. And if we don't have industry partners who are willing to step up with us and join in educating our children, what we're going to end up having is some intellectually talented kids who have no idea what it means to have a job after they graduate. I always used to say, in previous places where I was teaching, we sometimes treat our 12th graders like we do our 4th graders. Notes if you're late and the bells, and life doesn't work in that way. When you're 18 or when you're off campus, you have to get yourself to work on time. You have to be there for the entire day. You have to stay focused the entire day, and if you don't, you lose your job. Well, you can't all of a sudden go from 0 to 60 to where you're in this completely sheltered environment, which is school, and then all of a sudden expect that you're going to go out to work and completely understand what's required of you if you've never experienced it. Every time we talk about sending kids off campus in 9th grade, in 10th grade, internships in 11th and 12th grade, there's oh, really? You guys do that? Finally, someone who's doing that. And that it's not outside of the school day. There are these kinds of opportunities in other schools, but they tend to be something that you have to request or you have to work towards, or it's outside of the school day. We actually require it. You don't graduate from this school until you've been able to fulfill that requirement. And so when parents hear that, they're like, that's what my kid needs. I want to be clear, we are tremendously appreciative of every industry partner that works with us, and we're really fortunate to have great support from industry. And I also want to be clear that I understand where industry is coming from, and in general, what they see is the value of putting young people at their places of business. They're looking to create a pipeline because, like any good industry, any good company, the lifeblood of your company is your employees, the people you hire. And of course, I respect that. And of course, I understand that that's, in a sense, on a micro level, that's what's in it for them. As educators, we approach it a bit differently. We're really thinking what is in the interest of that child's educational experience. I like to say, in education, we play the long game. Because what I teach my children, or what we teach our children, our students, I should say, at this school, is not something that I will ever get to reap the benefits of them seeing. They will understand it 5, 6, 7, 8 years down the road when they're actually in a job and they keep that job, or when they're in a job and they progress and they are promoted in that job because they came with experience. So for us, what we're trying to get across to industry is we're about education, and these experiences that we're creating can't be done without the support and the involvement of industry. We're really trying to change the narrative of what education is about here at Capital College and Career Academy. I mean, to be perfectly honest. There's no school that I know of that requires, that says from the day you walk in, you will have 4 years of career education, not as an elective, not as a nice to have, not as a maybe, but a requirement. Because as good as we are as educating in all of the academic courses, we know we can't do it alone. And we need for industry to buy into that. And they do, and that's the reason why we have these partnerships. But we need a lot of them because we want to educate a lot of kids.